Thanks for staying with us. Moving on to something equally serious. It's the COVID-19 that is still with us. We're still in the pandemic. And the presidency has said that you wear nose mask or we risk another lockdown. Also, Lagos State government has said that if you don't wear your nose mask and you're caught outside, you are at risk of going to 6 months jail term. So, I want to hear from you through Twitter. What are your reservations against nose mask for those of you that are now wearing, and how you're supporting nose masks? So tweet at us at TVC, hashtag your view. Would love to hear from you. And I want to start with BC. Obiajulu.
No, before BC starts, I find it so uncomfortable when I hear people say nose mask, because I just imagine a little thing around the nose.
Face mask.
I prefer to say face mask. That's me. I'm just wondering how you... Yes.
But that's why people now put it under their chin.
Chin mask.
So what has your experience been with...
Okay, so I took my kids out on Saturday, and when we got there, I realized before you enter, you must have your nose mask on, you must use your sanitizers. When we got into the game place, everybody, even a little baby, everybody had the nose mask. Oh. I knew that they had started taking it very, very serious. The waiters, everybody attending, it was a safe environment for people to, have fun. And I was impressed, because I know that people now understand that this second strain, it's very, very serious. We've had a couple of deaths around us, and it's just in a few days, you just hear that this person caught it, and the next thing, the person has died. So I think people are becoming more responsible. And I like the fact that, I don't like the fact that there's a jail term attached. I would have preferred a fine or something, but I like the fact that everybody is taking responsibility. The government is taking responsibility. They don't want to have another lockdown. Our economy cannot survive another lockdown. So if you don't want to use your head, the government will force you to use your head.
You should say it again, that economy side.
Yes,
say it again.
Our economy we cannot afford to go under a lockdown again. People have lost jobs. They're just businesses are just trying to find their feet. Me that I'm selling, I've not sold anything lateral. So it's not easy for us to go home again. We don't want to go home. So whatever it takes for us to go out there and do our work. And I also believe that we don't know how long this COVID-19 is going to last. We need to start learning to live with it. What if it's here for another 5 years? We can't shut down schools and everybody will stay at home for 5 years. We need to start working side by side till we can beat this COVID-19.
With all the rules. Complying with all the... Mariam, I know that you've been very, very careful. I'm even happy that you're a bit calmer now. You see, when this thing started, Mariam was paranoid. She was paranoid.
She frustrated us.
Everything, she's very... Yes. And you've gone through the spectrum of relaxing a bit when everybody relaxed. How are you getting back into the space of being careful, knowing that there is a new strain and it's a deadly strain and it is now in Nigeria?
I've definitely relaxed, and then so much so that I'm unable to get back to that space that I was in the beginning. For some reason, I don't know, I feel like I'm able to still follow the protocols without the anxiety.
Okay, that's good.
And I think it's because at the first time when it happened, it was an unknown. Like, all we heard were numbers all the way from China and America. We're just hearing numbers. People are falling on the ground. So, I had the image of you be standing on the queue and then you fall off, But now that we see that we understand that the protocols can help. We understand that there's for those who get to go to the centers, for those who are lucky, for those who are, sort of healthy, they're able to come out of it. If you're able to get oxygen, you get out of it. I'm also happy that we have started a conversation on vaccines. I know that there are many people who have doubts and they are questioning. Yes, so people are questioning. Yes, I will take. People are questioning, why they should take it, where it is from, and who we should trust. And for me, I believe that from what I have seen, from what I hear on international television, from what I know people who live abroad who have taken it. I know people who have gone to Dubai who have taken it. And they've taken the first dose and they're on their second dose. And, we listen to them and hear the sort of feedback. No reactions. Wow. They're still doing well.
Mariam, I need to address this shaking video. There are videos on social media, on Instagram, like... and then
your
it's like involuntary.
Yes. And your feet turn to your hand.
Please, those videos are not real, honestly. Like 90% of those videos, they are videos of people having involuntary jerking after taking the vaccines. They are jokes. Nobody puts a camera and jerks in front of the camera, like it's a deliberate thing. And I don't know why they're spreading this thing, because I've also had people that have taken the vaccines and they've had no report of any negative side effects.
Wow, no deaths.
No deaths from taking the vaccine. So I think that those videos, they're trivializing a major issue.
Thank you.
And COVID-19 is a major issue. Too many people have died from COVID-19 for us to be creating content that would make people scared of taking the vaccines. So, but Nima, for me, I want to ask you, because you've gone through this cycle, you've gone through COVID and you've come out of it. And I've had conversations with people like you who feel like, I have antibodies, I'm good. I can go to party and not wear nose mask because I have antibodies. So are you in that space?
Abi, should I still take the
No, I'm not saying you should stay.
Because I've not thought about it. I already have the antibodies. So, but you know the funny thing, I usually when I drive in my car and I don't help people anymore. In the past, when I used to drive to work, I must have at least 3-4 people that I help to work, especially military men. But these days I just see them and because of course there's COVID, I feel guilty. But I now started trying to wear my mask. You know, even in my car, I feel very comfortable wearing it. If you really put your mind to it, it's a comfortable piece of
protection.
No, not protection.
Outfit.
It's part of
style and fashion.
It's not like my hijab. Yes.
Yeah.
So on Saturday, I went out in public transport. On my way, I noticed everybody had their face mask on. Somebody wearing it. Some people, for them, was chin mask, but they all had their mask in some form. On my way back, myself and my sister were the only ones in the public transport with our face mask on.
Okay, so you when you were going, they had the mask.
Yes.
When you were coming, people in public transport didn't have their mask.
There was no spacing. Whoa. We all sat gummed up, and I couldn't drive to Badagry. There's no way I would drive to Badagry. So I had to do public transport. I was going to bike all the way, but then God warned me because I
bike all the way to Badagry.
Now what for you?
I bike all the way to Elegushi from my house.
Nima, on national television, please. But the truth is, I've done that. I used to feel very comfortable taking bikes around.
Badagry.
Yeah, all the, like I've done from mile 2 to VI. I've done from mile 2.
I'm going to buy a bike very soon.
Wow.
But let's get back to the topic.
But the topic,
so
I wore the mask, and on my way back, we're the only 2 people wearing it in the car. And usually when I'm in public transport, I wear the mask and my glasses, so that I protect my eyes as well. I had that anxiety Miriam had, so myself and my husband struggled. I usually can't stand glasses. So I'm just saying that whatever extent you have to go now,
to protect
who you need to become.
The discomfort I had earlier before I had COVID, the discomfort no day again. Now my glasses can sit on my face for longer. Usually when I wear my glasses, I take them off, I clean my nose, I get uncomfortable, I can't even stand
it. But the thing now is, Nima, people need to know that people can have COVID and still recontact COVID.
Yes, that's right.
People can recontact
the promotion.
COVID.
You know when YK sits and she's shouting continuous jingles, sensitization, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Personally, I've been looking out for jingles to talk about what is the fate of those of us who survived COVID.
Before.
You know, on this new strain, what is exactly going to happen?
Like there should be series done by the government that they will sponsor on social media.
Because
I think TVC can do it independently.
Because
we have like 3 people in TVC that have survived COVID, and they could do short interviews and post it in between programs to generate
the fear of what you've experienced happening to you again. Nothing is being done by government to talk to those people, to those group of people.
Survived.
But wearing your face mask for myself and my kids is suddenly a fashion. So it's something that we get comfortable with. I just want to talk about it for those people thinking it's a very discomforting piece of attachment to you.
It is discomforting, but we must do it.
No,
I find
it's
it
a very comfortable. Actually, maybe it's a cloak mask you're wearing.
Or depending on the mask you're wearing.
So I found some masks very uncomfortable, but I've gotten one recently, and I actually could breathe
very
through
easy.
it.
So for those of us in the hijab, there are new ones now that you put on your pin over your
dressy.
Because usually it's tearing on your ears, so you can wear it. But I still wear the one tearing on my ears. I just simply know how to adjust them.
Yeah.
So
I find the disposable ones more comfortable than the cloth ones. But, you know, talking about sensitization, I was watching a documentary recently on how China propagated that their one child per family thing. And it said that the way they did it is that everything you carried, everything you used, everywhere you looked, you would see a picture, you would have a sound. Yes, it was constantly on your face, on a matchbox. And I think that that's what government should do. I'm saying this, maybe government does not understand the level of sensitization we're saying, that we need to enforce. So is you get to buy cups, you see messages about COVID-19 and wearing your nose mask and following the protocol.
All the BLT buses
you have
should
matches.
carry.
There's nothing wrong with the drinks, soft drinks companies.
Also putting it
on the crowns, yes, on top of the bottles, on the crowns of the bottles, everywhere, just so that it's constantly in your face.
I like this idea.
There's something else also you said about being in Dubai where masks were just handed out.
Over
and over.
Yeah,
and
let me
over.
just say this. I went to an hotel, and this hotel, I tagged the hotel on Instagram. I did not mention this story. So if you don't want to know the hotel, I got to the hotel and I had gotten down from the car and walked up to the hotel door. I realized my nose mask was not under my chin. I probably had removed it and it was in the car. And I told them, my nose mask is in the car. Can you give me one? They said it was 500 naira.
Where? In Dubai?
No, in Lagos.
Oh.
And I said, I just came back from Dubai.
Here.
Everywhere I went to, supermarkets, every corner, they would give you, you are coming to the hotel, they will give you nose mask. Like, they were giving it away because they understood that it was important for everybody to be masked up. And it was an hotel, a big hotel on the island, and they were selling nose mask at 500, which for me was extremely inflated.
Of course it was.
So I think that this awareness needs to go viral everywhere over and over again. And that's why we're discussing it on a Monday on the show.
We also need to be ready to support everybody. So I normally would have nose mask packs in my car. So if you're around me and you don't have it, I just hand it over to you. So people who are okay, who can afford to have packs in their car, please have, so you can support. Organizations should have, so that in case you don't have your nose mask, they can hand it. They don't need to sell it to you. They can hand it to, we have very cheap ones. The pack ones, I saw them for 1,008 something. That's like 50. How much is, if you divide that, you know, the mathematicians in the house, you know, so you can actually get that and support. So it's going to be
people begging masks, not come
a
and
corporate
abuse
responsibility. Everybody should do what they can to ensure that we all protect ourselves.
Once again, I want to reiterate the presidency has said that if we don't wear nose mask and curb the spread of COVID, we are likely to have another lockdown.
We don't want it.
Our economy cannot survive.
We can't survive.
Even they, I'm saying it boldly here, no, they're not serious about that statement. But what happened over the weekend from the presidency, lip service is what they're paying.
Okay,
Let's take tweets. Andrew says he will send us a pill manufactured in India for $3 per pill that wipes out COVID.
Wow.
I've told you I'm holding into it. And John Jibogus has addressed me, says, COVID antibodies last 6 months if you've had COVID.
5 to 6 months.
So it's no guarantee of immunity. Continue using your mask. Bumi Ibikunle says, can you please remove this flash content and promoting domestic violence against women? Yes. I would talk to that with TVC. The slaps, yes. Festus Akimboyewa says, government should focus on enforcing the existing regulations and make it difficult for people to use their creativeness to breach the regulations. Talking about the clank.
Yes. I agree.
Yes, and I want to also say that there is this thing about everybody is made compulsory to use their mask, but they pull the mask beneath their nose. So at the end of the day, when you sneeze, it still goes out. You are still inhaling infected. So when you put, your mask is not to protect your mouth, it's to protect your face. So you cover your nose, your mouth.
That's why the disposable ones are
make a case for
so the
those that
disposable
you
ones
see, people that you see walking on the road and they'll have their mask on their chin. Let me just make a case for that, because I remember there was one time when I was doing a job and I had to do a lot, especially it was the first lockdown. So there wasn't enough transport. So I had to walk to a lot of places, and I understood that when you have your mask and you're walking long distance, after a while, you know, you'll be out of breath. So I can understand why you see people, but those people are, so they are alone, and then there's enough space between them and the next pedestrian. So I can understand that, because we tend to look at people, how come they are walking and they have
when I exercise, I don't wear the mask on my nose either, but I'm not close to anybody.
I don't wear mask when I'm within family and friends, or you're going for your evening stroll. There's no point. You can hold on to it when you need to converse with somebody, or once you're entering into any public place.
So any place that is enclosed where you're breathing the same air, you should have nose mask. If you can't have nose mask, you should have social distancing, which is why even right here on the show, you can see my hand can't reach where Miami. So we spread ourselves to ensure that
I'd love to slap Tobiajulu, but
we're doing our best. We are doing our best, and I must keep on saying that we all should take responsibility. Each one to tell another When you see someone not wearing the mask, just tell them, pull it
Let's
up.
do what BC says. If
Just
you have
carry
two
mask.
And if you have mask,
If you have
please
to,
Just
yeah,
give
yes.
give the mask. That was my experience in Dubai. Everywhere I went to, they were giving me and they were reminding me
To wear it.
Because sometimes they would even
Pull it
fall
up.
off. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, so that we are all consciously raising this awareness
And let's
together.
try not to reuse disposable masks.
No, not at all.
Please. Bishop. Please. Don't borrow. I've seen at banks where people are asking, just borrow me, make I enter.
You're
come back.
joking.
Please, when you get to the bank, they should carry their pen too.
The banks can afford
Yes,
disposable
the banks
masks.
should give
Let your
away-
security have them
And hand over. To make sure
asking
that-
people to go and buy and making people have to borrow from people. Two people said, okay, it's my neighbor's son, I borrow him. We should go. I swear to God. I saw
Please,
that. I couldn't
on that
believe
note,
it.
thank you all for watching the show. I'm sure you enjoyed it. Please, please, please wear your nose mask. And most importantly, encourage other people around you to wear their nose mask. Also give it away. See you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
I swear.